What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here, and this is Bowl Season 1, Episode 11, Teacher's Pet. So, yeah, this episode was definitely interesting, but not in the way that I was expecting. I was wondering what this was going to be about, seeing the title, Teacher's Pet, okay, so it's going to have probably something to do with school, and then they just get right into it. Guy catches the winning touchdown run and takes it in. Everybody's cheering his name. His name's Jordan Henderson. I hate Liverpool fans. Anyway, so he scores the winning touchdown. Everybody's cheering, and all of a sudden a video comes on the screen of the scoreboard, and it's him and a teacher getting out of a car after having sex. And so, yeah, they kicks it off. The parents want to sue the teacher for it, but the son says, no, I actually love her. And that's it. It's pretty straightforward. The thing that I really like about this episode is the fact that it's something different. We've seen them defending people. We've seen them having to take on cases of people who are in desperate need of a defense attorney or something along those lines. This is a prosecution case. They're trying to help the parents sue the teacher because they think the teacher is in the wrong, even if the son says she isn't. Why? Because they see the dynamic is all wrong. They see the teacher is preying on this kid who, even though he's 17 and he thinks he's old enough, he's in the statute of whatever limitations. I don't think that's the right term for it. But he thinks he knows what this is. But the fact of the matter is, she's preying on the fact that he idolizes her and he doesn't really know what he wants. And so that's what they're going for. Well, ultimately, in the end, we find out that she doesn't even realize it, that it's just something that she's kind of had to deal with because of some of her family issues, and, she took advantage of him because she thought this was what she needed. She thought she needed a relationship with this kid who worships her. So, yeah, it was fairly interesting. I would say it's kind of predictable at some points. The moment where they find out that her baby is 4 months. She's 4 months pregnant, even though she started having a relationship with Jordan after 3 months ago. And so they're just like, oh, well, it's Jordan's baby, so this proves this and this and that. Come on. It was way too easy, way too much time left in the episode. Clearly it's not going to be Jordan's baby. Clearly it's going to be your ex-husband's baby. So that was a little predictable. The stuff with the parents was interesting, but the mother was a little strange, in my opinion. Her acting, maybe, I think, was the problem, but it felt like there were moments where she should be sad, and instead she looks happy. Like, the biggest example I can think of is the one right at the end where Jordan decides he's going to come back to his parents. And most of the time in that situation where you see him walking towards his parents and his parents realizing that he's coming back, you'll see the mom like crying but smiling because she's happy, but also she's crying because it was this close. It was this close to losing their son, and she's just so happy. It's almost tears of joy, but also tears of what could have happened. This woman just... I'm like, why are you smiling so big? Do you not realize what just happened? Do you not realize that he hurt you guys? Does nobody look at this and say, hey, so, yeah, that last scene was good, but you're a little too happy. This is supposed to be kind of a solemn scene, like he's returning after realizing, prodigal son-ish. He's returning after realizing what he's doing is wrong, so we need you to be a little bit more sad. Not just full smile, we need you to be a little bit more sad, okay? That conversation never happened. They just said, okay, good enough, let's put it in there. That's kind of disappointing, because so far this season, aside from the first episode, which had some issues, the rest of it has been very well acted, I thought. It's hard to do these type of psychology shows, because you have to be sure that your characters are acting the correct way. Their micro-expressions have to be spot on. If they're making a happy face when they should be sad, and your main character, who's a psychologist, is seeing sadness when you're seeing happiness, it doesn't fit. It should connect. The emotions should connect with what the scene is showing me, but it's not. So it's very strange that they left that in, and there was I can't remember what other scene it was. I think she was on the stand, and it felt like she should have been maybe a little bit more less, not emotionless, but it seemed like the entire time she was on stand, she was just like all smiles. Her voice was completely fine. No wavering in her voice, no cracking in her voice, even though she's talking about something that should be heartbreaking to her. Her son leaving them. It was just like she didn't feel it at all. It was like she was happy the whole time. She was just happy to be there. Oh, this is great. I'm talking about my son leaving for college and not telling us that he applied to college or that he dropped out of college. And it's one nitpick, but it is a nitpick that kind of isn't. It is a bit more than a nitpick. It's something that they should be focusing on. It's something that they should notice. And so the fact that they didn't is disappointing to me. Aside from that, though, the rest of the episode was good. It was enjoyable. And once again, I've been talking about my IMDb, like the IMDb ratings and stuff like that, because I do glance at them just to see, okay, so what did they give this one? I was expecting, this season has been getting regular 7 point something. I'd say the highest is like 7.8 or something like that. So I was like, okay, so this is probably going to get like a 7.1 or 2. It's probably worthy of that. And then I look and it's a 6.6. It's the lowest rating this season, or maybe a 6.5. I'm like, oh, okay, so clearly this some bias against this show. That's fine. But yeah, I do think it was an average episode. It was good. It had some good moments. It had some bad moments, back and forth, back and forth. In the end, it's still enjoyable. It's still fun to watch. I'd say the team maybe didn't get as much focus as I would have liked in this episode, but they were still enjoyable. Watching Danny as she starts to realize this relationship she has with this guy is like, oh yeah, this is a good relationship, and then she's like, oh wait, maybe it's not, and starting to learn a bit more about her. But yeah, overall, I'm pleased with it. I look forward to see what else they're going to do with this season. There are so many different things they can do with the idea of trial science. The idea of, is it always going to be a prosecution case? Is it always going to be a defense attorney case? They can do both. And I'm still waiting for the one where they end up losing the trial. I'm waiting. And honestly, in this one, the trial didn't even come to a conclusion. It was just, she decided to stop running, to kind of throw down everything and let Jordan go back to his parents. So this one, the trial didn't even have a not guilty or guilty verdict. It was just, it's over. That's it. Done. So they can do so many different things that I feel like this is going to be an interesting season to see what else they've got up their sleeves. So yeah, all in all, happy. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What would you like and dislike about this episode? What would you like to see as the season progresses? Let me know. We can talk about and discuss all that good stuff. Leave a like and subscribe for future bowl reviews, and I'll see you at the next one. Peace out.